Could your favorite superfood be silently harming your body? You've heard avocados are heart-healthy, great for your joints, even good for your brain. But what no one tells you is that this creamy green fruit can turn dangerous if you're not careful. Especially if you're over 60, these 6 common avocado mistakes could upset your stomach, mess with your medications, or worse, put your health at serious risk. And the truth is, most people have no idea. Let's gently uncover the hidden side of avocados, so you can keep all the benefits and avoid the silent dangers. Welcome to Ageless Motion, where we help you stay strong, vibrant, and informed, no matter your age. Avocados are one of the most loved fruits in the world, smooth, rich, and often called a nutritional powerhouse. But here's the thing. Just because something is healthy doesn't mean it's harmless. After 60, your body becomes more sensitive to foods that once felt perfectly fine. And today, we're diving into 6 surprising avocado mistakes that could quietly work against your health. Let's start with one most people have never heard about. Most people love avocados for their creamy texture and heart-healthy nutrients. But what many don't realize is that not every part of the avocado is meant to be eaten. In fact, some parts can quietly do more harm than good, especially as we get older and our bodies become more sensitive to certain compounds. Inside every avocado is a large pit. Around that is the flesh, the part we all enjoy. But surrounding it is the thick skin, and beyond that, the leaves of the plant. What's hidden in those parts is a compound called persin. It's a natural toxin the avocado plant uses to protect itself from pests and fungi. While small traces in the fruit are generally safe, larger amounts from the pit, skin, or leaves can irritate your system. For someone with liver issues, digestive sensitivity, or a weakened immune system, this could become a problem over time. Some companies now sell avocado seed powders, or even teas made from the leaves. These products are often marketed as superfoods, but they haven't been properly studied for safety in older adults. What's meant to help your body may quietly place stress on your liver or heart, the very things we're trying to protect. The safest and most nourishing part of the avocado is the soft, ripe green flesh. That's where the healthy fats, fiber, and potassium live. Everything else, the skin, the seed, the leaves, should be left alone. If you're ever offered a smoothie, powder, or tea made from the avocado seed, it's best to pass. Have you come across products like that where you live? Or have you ever tried something beyond the usual avocado slices or guacamole? Let me know in the comments, and also tell me where in the world you're watching from. I always enjoy hearing your stories. If this helped you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. You'll be the first to know when we share more gentle, practical tips to keep you strong, safe, and thriving. The second mistake many people make with avocados is eating too much of them, too often, all while believing they're making the healthiest choice possible. It's easy to understand why. For years now, avocados have been celebrated everywhere, from health magazines to cooking shows, as one of the best superfoods in the world. They're smooth, satisfying, and filled with nutrients that genuinely do support your heart, brain, and digestion. They're naturally low in sugar, high in healthy fats, and contain fiber and potassium, which are especially important as we age. But there's something we don't always hear in those glowing reviews. Avocados are also very high in calories. Just one medium avocado contains over 300 calories, and it adds up quickly, especially when paired with other rich foods like toast, eggs, or olive oil. Unlike foods that fill your plate and take time to chew, avocados are soft and subtle. You can mash half of one onto a slice of bread, drizzle a little oil, maybe add another scoop to a salad, and still feel like you've only had a light meal. This is where it can quietly become a problem. As we grow older, our metabolism slows down naturally. We no longer burn through calories as quickly as we once did. And while we may still feel hungry or crave that creamy, comforting texture, our body doesn't always need the extra energy that comes with it. What's more, our ability to sense fullness can change with age. Some people may feel full too soon. Others, not soon enough. And if you've ever had a day where you thought, I've eaten so healthy, why do I feel heavy, tired, or bloated? Avocados could be playing a quiet role. There's also the emotional side of food. Many seniors tell me they reach for avocado because it feels like a safe, nourishing comfort. Something creamy to replace butter or cheese. Something soft when chewing becomes difficult. And they're right, avocados can be all of those things. But when eaten too frequently or in large amounts, they may gently work against you instead of for you. So what's the solution? You don't have to give them up. Avocados can absolutely be part of a balanced diet, just in moderation. For most older adults, a third to half of a medium avocado, 3 or 4 times a week, is enough to enjoy the health benefits without adding unwanted calories or digestive load. And remember, when we say moderation, it doesn't mean restriction. It means finding that sweet spot where your body feels light, nourished, and supported, not weighed down or overwhelmed. Have you noticed that avocados have become part of your daily routine without even thinking about it? Or have you found them helpful during certain seasons of your life, like after an illness or surgery? I'd love to hear your experience in the comments. And while you're there, let me know where in the world you're watching from. I truly enjoy seeing this little community stretch across the globe. The third mistake is something most people never even think about, and yet it can be one of the most dangerous. Not realizing you might be allergic to avocados. Now, when people hear the word allergy, they often picture a dramatic reaction, someone breaking out in hives or struggling to breathe. But not all allergic responses are that obvious, especially in older adults. Some signs are much quieter: a tingling mouth, a scratchy throat, an upset stomach, or unexplained fatigue. And if you're not looking for the connection, it's easy to overlook the cause. What many people don't know is that avocados can trigger something called latex fruit syndrome. It sounds unusual, but it's surprisingly common, especially among people who've had repeated contact with latex over the years. This includes health workers, cleaning professionals, hairdressers, people who've had multiple surgeries, or even just regular exposure to household gloves. Over time, your immune system may become sensitive to proteins found in latex, and unfortunately, avocados share a very similar protein structure. So what happens? Your body becomes confused. It mistakes the proteins in avocado for the same thing it's already reacting to in latex. This cross-reaction can lead to symptoms that range from mild discomfort to serious health problems, even life-threatening issues if the allergy is strong enough. Some people experience itching or swelling in their lips, tongue, or throat shortly after eating avocado. Others develop hives, facial puffiness, or feel faint and flushed. In more severe cases, it can lead to dizziness, nausea, chest tightness, or difficulty breathing. And what's truly unsettling is that some people don't discover the sensitivity until they're older, after years of eating avocados without any issues. Why does this matter more as we age? Because our immune system shifts over time. What your body once tolerated easily might now cause irritation or inflammation. And since food sensitivities can grow slowly, a reaction that used to be small might now feel more noticeable. If you've ever had a strange response to avocados, even something that seemed minor, like a mild sore throat or sun fatigue, it's worth paying attention. If you already know you have a latex allergy or have reacted to bananas or kiwis before, there's an even higher chance that avocados could be involved too. The best next step is to speak with your doctor or an allergist. You might be surprised to learn that something as simple as a fruit is affecting how you feel. And the peace of mind that comes with clarity is always worth it. Have you ever noticed unusual symptoms after eating avocado, even if they seem small at the time? Or have you been told you're sensitive to latex or certain fruits in the past? I'd really love to hear your story in the comments. And if you found this helpful, please take a second to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Every time you do, it helps us reach more seniors who are trying to make thoughtful, informed choices for their health, just like you. The fourth mistake is one that often goes completely unnoticed, yet it can be quietly putting your health at risk. It has to do with how avocados are stored and handled, especially before they reach your plate. Most people don't think of avocados as something that could carry harmful bacteria. After all, they have that thick, tough skin, and we don't usually eat the outside. But what many don't realize is that the rough, bumpy skin of an avocado can actually trap bacteria like Salmonella, E. coli, and Listeria deep in the tiny grooves on the surface. These bacteria don't just sit on top. They can settle into crevices, invisible to the eye, especially if the fruit hasn't been properly washed before slicing. Here's where the real concern begins. When you cut into an unwashed avocado, the knife can carry bacteria from the outer skin straight into the soft, clean flesh inside. From there, any harmful microbes can multiply quickly, especially if the avocado is left at room temperature, which many people do after slicing it. This is particularly important to understand as we grow older. Our immune systems become more delicate with age, and something that might have caused a mild stomach ache in the past can now lead to a more serious illness. Older adults, pregnant women, and anyone with weakened immunity are especially vulnerable to foodborne bacteria. Infections that were once mild can become more intense, last longer, and be harder to recover from. Another common mistake is saving half an avocado without proper storage. Leaving a cut avocado exposed on the counter for hours, or placing it in the fridge uncovered, can allow bacteria to grow and spoil the flesh much faster than we expect. It may still look green and fresh, but that doesn't always mean it's safe. The good news is that preventing this mistake is simple and gentle. Always wash the avocado under running water before slicing, even if you're not planning to eat the skin. A soft scrub with your fingers or a vegetable brush can remove lingering bacteria. Use a clean knife and a clean cutting board, especially if you've been handling other foods. And once you've cut the avocado, refrigerate it right away in a sealed container or wrap securely. Try to eat the stored half within 1 to 2 days. After that, the risk of contamination increases, even if it still looks fine. Sometimes it's the quiet details, like how we handle and store food, that have the biggest impact on how we feel each day. Many people assume they're being cautious by focusing only on what they eat, but how we prepare that food matters just as much. When done with care, even small steps like washing and refrigerating can make a meaningful difference, especially over time. The fifth mistake is one that very few people ever hear about, yet it may be the most important for older adults to understand. It's the interaction between avocados and certain medications. On the surface, it may seem unlikely. After all, avocados are natural, wholesome, and full of nutrients. But even the healthiest foods can interfere with how medications work in the body, especially when eaten regularly or in large amounts. As we get older, many of us find ourselves managing chronic conditions like high blood pressure, heart disease, or type 2 diabetes. And with those conditions often come daily medications, some of which are very sensitive to certain nutrients. Avocados, as nutritious as they are, contain compounds that can quietly affect how those medications behave in the body. One area of concern is with blood thinners, such as warfarin, also known as Coumadin, and newer drugs like dabigatran and rivaroxaban. These medications are prescribed to help prevent strokes or blood clots. They work by adjusting the blood's ability to clot, and this delicate balance can be influenced by how much vitamin K you consume. While avocados don't contain as much vitamin K as leafy greens, they do contain a moderate amount. If someone is eating avocados daily without realizing this, it can affect how the medication is absorbed or how well it works. For someone on blood thinners, this shift could quietly increase the risk of internal bleeding or make the medication less effective, increasing the risk of a clot. Then there's potassium, a mineral that's essential for heart and muscle function. Avocados are surprisingly high in potassium. In fact, they contain more per serving than bananas. This is wonderful for most people, especially those with slightly elevated blood pressure. But for anyone taking ACE inhibitors like lisinopril, or ARBs like losartan, or potassium-sparing diuretics such as spironolactone, the story changes. These medications are designed to keep potassium from dropping too low, which means adding a lot of potassium-rich foods like avocado can tip your blood potassium levels too high. This condition, called hyperkalemia, can cause muscle weakness, irregular heartbeat, nausea, or in rare cases, even cardiac arrest. And unfortunately, the symptoms aren't always obvious at first. Another layer to consider is diabetes medication. Avocados are rich in fiber and healthy fats, which can slow digestion and change the rate at which sugar is absorbed into the bloodstream. This is usually a good thing. But when taken alongside oral diabetes medications or insulin, the body's response can become unpredictable. Some people may experience delayed absorption of their medication, leading to blood sugar that stays high longer than expected. Others, especially those who are insulin sensitive, may experience a sharper drop in blood sugar than usual, which can cause dizziness, shakiness, fatigue, or even confusion. And these effects don't always happen immediately. If you've been feeling off after a meal with avocado, maybe more tired than usual, more bloated, or unsure why your blood pressure or blood sugar doesn't feel quite right, it may not be the medication itself. It might be the food you've paired it with, without even knowing. This doesn't mean avocados are off limits. Not at all. But they are powerful foods, and like any powerful tool, they work best when used wisely and with full awareness of your unique health needs. What's helpful for one person may be too much for another, depending on their medications, metabolism, and health history. One of the challenges of aging is that the body becomes more sensitive to what we put into it. Even natural things, food and medicine, begin to interact in subtle ways. The body processes nutrients more slowly. The liver works harder. The kidneys filter less efficiently. These are normal shifts, but they require us to pay closer attention. Foods we never thought twice about in our 40s or 50s may affect us differently now. That's why it's so important to listen closely to your body. If you're on regular medications for blood pressure, heart rhythm, or diabetes, and you eat avocados regularly, it may be worth checking in with your doctor or pharmacist, not because you're doing anything wrong, but because your health deserves clarity. A simple conversation can help you adjust your portion, your schedule, or your medication dose to better support your goals. In a world full of diet fads and one-size-fits-all advice, it's easy to forget that your body has its own rhythm. Avocados are not the enemy, but they are potent, and when combined with the delicate chemistry of your medications, they deserve your full attention. The smallest shifts made with thought and care can make the biggest difference in how you feel day to day. Before we move on to the final mistake, I'd love to hear from you. Have any of these avocado habits sounded familiar so far? Maybe you've experienced something recently that now makes a little more sense. Feel free to share your experience in the comments. Your story might help someone else feel seen, understood, or encouraged to make a small change. And just out of curiosity, where are you watching from today? I'm always amazed at how far these conversations can reach. From quiet kitchens to sunny porches, from small towns to big cities. It's a beautiful reminder that health is something we all care about, no matter where we are in life. The sixth and final mistake is something many people overlook entirely, yet it may be the one that matters most on a personal level. It's assuming that because avocados are healthy, they must be right for everyone. But the truth is, even the most nutritious foods can cause problems if your body doesn't tolerate them well. And with avocados, this can show up in ways that are subtle, confusing, or easy to misread, especially as we age. Our bodies change over time. Digestion slows down. Enzyme levels shift. The immune system becomes more sensitive. So while you might have enjoyed avocados without any issue for years, it's entirely possible that your tolerance has changed without you even realizing it. For many people, the first sign is digestive discomfort. Avocados are high in fiber, which is usually a good thing. But for those with slower digestion or conditions like IBS, that fiber can lead to bloating, gas, cramping, or even constipation. If you ever felt uncomfortably full or heavy after eating just half an avocado, your body might be telling you it needs a gentler approach. Then there's the issue of FODMAPs, a group of carbohydrates that can be hard to digest for some people. Avocados contain a sugar alcohol called sorbitol, which is known to trigger digestive symptoms in people with IBS or small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. Even a few spoonfuls can lead to days of discomfort, not because you did anything wrong, but simply because your gut doesn't process as easily anymore. Histamine intolerance is another factor that surprises many people. As avocados ripen, their histamine levels increase. If your body struggles to break down histamine, which becomes more common with age, you might feel foggy, anxious, itchy, or congested after eating avocado. Some people experience mild rashes. Others notice headaches or unexplained fatigue. And because these symptoms don't always show up right away, it's easy to miss the connection. There's also a condition known as oral allergy syndrome. If you have seasonal allergies, particularly to birch pollen, your immune system may confuse avocado proteins with pollen proteins, causing mild reactions in the mouth, throat, or lips. It may just feel like a little itchiness or tingling, but it's still your body responding to what it sees as a threat. And then there's something even more personal, your unique genetic makeup. Some people simply metabolize plant compounds differently. You might break down fats more slowly or respond more strongly to certain phytochemicals in avocado. This doesn't mean there's anything wrong with your body. It just means it's different, and it deserves to be heard. These responses can be confusing. One week, avocado feels fine. The next, it doesn't. That's why the most important thing you can do is listen closely. Keep a small journal if needed. Note what you ate, how much, and how you felt afterward. You may begin to notice patterns you hadn't seen before. And finally, consider how age itself plays a role. As we grow older, high-fat foods, even healthy ones, can feel heavier on the stomach. You might notice slower digestion, nausea, or a sense of fullness that lingers longer than it used to. It's not that avocado has suddenly become bad for you. It's that your body is changing and it needs you to adjust with it. Food isn't just about nutrients. It's about how your body feels after eating. It's about energy, lightness, clarity, and comfort. And if avocado no longer brings you those things, it might be time to step back, reduce your portion, or explore alternatives that your body embraces more easily. There is no perfect food for everyone. The most powerful health choice you can make isn't what's trending or what others swear by. It's what works best for you in the season of life, with the body you have today. Let that guide you. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Thank you for watching. Remember,